Yo, what's up, Palm Force? It's your boy Zenkai7Palmzer with another video, and I know I'm kind of late to the party as everyone else already uploaded their videos yesterday, but I want to contribute my 2 cents to the hashtag FixedDBLegends kind of movement, spearheaded by a rhyme style. But if you're not sure what this is, just type hashtag FixedDBLegends in the YouTube search, and you'll see what it's about. It's basically we want to just give our feedback to the game developers as to what we want to see improved in the game. I'm just going to give you my personal opinion, and that's obviously heavily, reliant on the way I play the game. And the way I play the game is mostly PvP, very little PvE, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I have 5 bigger points that I want to go through. Let's not make this video too long. Let's go. All right, so the first point today I want to talk about is obviously PvP. Since I play this game mostly on PvP, I barely play anything else, and the worst thing ever on PvP is lag. I think all of you have noticed it, all of you have experienced it, and if the match is laggy, a lot of people actually get really demotivated and just downright, just put the phone down and they don't play for the day. And I don't think that that's what the Legends devs want. Now I know that there is not an easy way around, having somebody with just bad internet, but I've heard that in fighters you can actually say, okay, I only want to be paired with people with strong connections. Obviously you'll also have to have a strong connection to kind of be eligible, otherwise that would be hypocritical. But all in all, it's probably possible. It's maybe the problem is the way the game works with this probably peer-to-peer connecting and the server just matchmaking and then just sending the players onto their connections. But yeah, this is most definitely the worst part that needs to be addressed. Let's call it that. One more thing that apparently has been fixed now is matchmaking, and I have to give kudos. I've not played that much myself, so I can't really say for certain, but I've heard Garage, Zilch, Ryuden, other people talk about, hey, the matchmaking is so much better now, and it actually makes sense to go for a top rank now because you don't get matched with a 5k RP player when you have 25k RP and you play a 5-minute gruesome match. Nobody's having fun. But okay, let's not talk about this. It's been fixed. Great. The next thing, speaking of lag, is lag switching, cheating in general. I don't know, it's kind of a double-edged sword for me, because if I meet somebody who cheats, it's also free RP for me. But all in all, cheaters shouldn't be a thing, right? And I just watched Nolar's video on this, and I liked his idea on saying, hey, you should really up the punishment, because getting reset the next season, okay, but then they just cheat their way back up to the top. What I don't understand is if you do get reset every time, why do you even do it? It's kind of pointless, but they still play and they shouldn't be able to play. Like, if you cheat, you should get banned for a certain amount of time, not just 1 hour, 2 hours, 6 hours, but in next season you're out, just gone. Because yeah, nobody wants to play with cheaters, and people accuse other people of cheating that when the game is actually disconnecting, which is also another thing that is really bad. Is the game disconnects. Sometimes it's just you have this meme. It's like, oh yeah, that's just Legends being Legends, right? We played, we disconnected, and both of the players play a bot. Both of the players think the other player disconnects, and that also kind of fosters this toxicity, saying like, oh, you're a cheater, you suck, brr, 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 brr. And then these stupid feuds start. And I've been part of one myself where I accused someone of lagging, which I don't think he did in the end. It was just Legends having a bad connection. It happens. And he was in Europe, I was in Europe, so it shouldn't have been an issue, right? Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is also what the hell happened to Ultimate Battle and your experiments? You said, hey, yeah, we might alternate Ultimate Battle with regular seasons, and we want to do stuff like One Rising Rush, other restrictions, 14 stars. Nothing happened. Why? Why did you decide to scrap it? And that also touches on one point that I'm going to address a little bit later, which is transparency. But why did you scrap it? Why don't you experiment? Build, measure, learn. Have you heard of the lean startup? Use it. You are a B2C company. You have the players directly accessible. You can ask them about stuff. You can get feedback. Do it, right? And especially for this ultimate battle, you have so much potential where you can just experiment with different rules. You could even make it like, who plays casual? Just use ultimate battle instead of casual and just gauge people's interest in, hey, we want to make a mode where there's no Rising Rush. We want to make a mode where there's one Rising Rush. We want to make a mode without any RNG, like no paralysis, no feint, whatever. Sure, some units will be nerfed, but then people just build new teams around this mode. And this could also be fun, right? Because you have to come up with a new strategy, because you can't rely on, I don't know, oh, I have this cancerous team that paralyzes the entire opponents. I can't use it anymore. Okay, what do I do now? This could be cool, right? And this also brings me to my next point, which is Rising Rush. It is completely and utterly unbalanced. And that's for multiple reasons. Because one, it is not equally distributed how you get the Dragon Balls. Some people get Dragon Balls with their first 7 cards. Some people get the Dragon Balls after 21 cards, 30 cards. If you're really unlucky, you don't have your Dragon Ball after 40 counts. And if that opponent Rising Rushed you and gets another one because they are playing Fusion and have insane card draw speed with Kefla and strike card regain with Vegito Blue, oh, you're boned. You are boned. You're down a switch. You're getting Rising Rushed again. Have fun. Like you need to make sure, like, either you time gate Rising Rush so you can't use it in the first 30 counts, make it just like available once in the match, and also don't give people the ability to counter combo. If the opponent guesses my Rising Rush, they shouldn't be able to combo into anything, because I'm already getting punished for not killing that unit when they still have the option or the possibility to kill one of mine, or they already have. Right? So how many matches have you been there? It's like, I lost because he guessed my Rising Rush and he used 2. I've had so many of those and they're so frustrating. So this would be something you should do, is that when the opponent guesses the Rising Rush, both players should be reset just the way the match starts, at mid-range. You know, both just fly down. Then you can do whatever. I think this would be a fair mechanic, and make it available once. Once is cool because, you know, you have teams like Regen and whatever. Or you say, okay, it's available once and it cannot be guessed. All right, fair. People would probably try and have like a cover rescue unit more, and, you know, you would give people more incentive to think about a team composition where they can cover off Rising Rush because they have an incredibly tanky cover cut unit, or a unit that actually buffs the entire team because they die. Things like this could all just kind of result from this. And the last thing I want to say about PvP, never ever do a triple or double RP season again. Like, you say you hear our feedback and then you just shit on it. Why? Like, we are the ones that pay your bills. So you should at least treat us with the respect of, okay, nobody seems to have liked this triple RP. Okay, honestly, I can only speak for myself and the group of content creators in the English speaking room, or, and, you know, like, that I am around, and every single one of them hates it. Every person I talk to is tired of this. They're burnt out. I don't know how it is in Japan. Maybe they love it there, and maybe that's the reason why they keep doing it. But I have a hard time believing this. So double and triple RP seasons are cancer. Please don't do those again. And again, referencing a video that I did earlier, which I'm going to link in the card up here. Is that there? Yes, this way. As let us customize friend battles at least. So, right, I mentioned that, you know, so we can say, okay, no Rising Rush, or infinite time, infinite health, infinite vanish, whatever. So we can have a training mode. Watch Bebop's video on this topic. I think he goes much more in depth as to what he wants. And that's it for PvP. Now the second point is co-op. And as you know, co-op is not my favorite game mode. It's a complete chore. And the thing is that for the time you invest in it, the rewards are pretty garbage. Like, you're playing, if worst case, you're playing like 3 to 5 minutes because your partner brings a crap unit, or he doesn't know how to play the game or the mode, and you invest 3 to 5 minutes for what, like 3 dual coins, 5 dual coins, really? And you need 100 of them to get 100 Zenkai souls? Come on, guys, this is insane. And the same for these for the Zenkai souls in the recycle shop and in the Z-Metal shop. they're extremely expensive. They're way overpriced. Like I wonder if anyone's ever getting them, especially for people who don't summon as much. Don't do it, right? So the rewards are pretty bad, and the game mode is not fun. Like the only thing you can do is grind with someone you know and be on voice chat so you can coordinate. So you can double Rising Rush together, you can do stuff together, and at least kind of distract yourself from the fact that you're playing co-op. Like for me, when I was grinding with Zilchi, I was grinding with other people like Nolar, Brad. We were on voice chat, and it was basically the only redeeming feature of this entire co-op thing was that we distracted each other by talking to each other. So we were kind of like, okay, we're clicking these cards and we're rescuing each other, blah, 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 but we're talking about some other stuff that's going on in our lives or that we were just having fun with, and, you know, it was like goofing around, and that's what distracted us from co-op, and that's what made co-op bearable. Like this mode, I unfortunately, I do not have a good solution, but it needs a revamp in my opinion. And maybe somebody has a good idea, and whatever feedback you have, drop it in the comments down below, and we'll see, maybe some of it makes it into the next updates. I mean, they have shown that they do listen to some feedback, but it might be very selective, or they might have had it on their roadmap anyways. So we'll never know. But Rhyme said that they watch all the content creators, so I hope you watch me too. And I don't want to be like not constructive. I'm really trying to like focus on being constructive and telling you, okay, what do I not like about certain things, but some things are very frustrating to me. So sorry if I get a little emotional or, you know, like very annoyed. Well, okay. So yeah, basically we talked about, okay, the rewards are pretty bad, especially compared to the raid. You had that raid going on for 24 hours or less. We killed this boss, and I guess you were surprised by how fast we did it. The rewards there were so good. You got like 20 dual coins for a single run. You got erasers, you got this, you got that. Please, please bring it back. Maybe even replace co-op with that. Have like a weekly cycling boss or whatever. And you can still put the tickets for the Zenkai grind in there, for example, if you want to Zenkai more Legends Road units, which by the way is a great idea because those are free to play. Of course, you need to invest the time, or by now you need to invest chrono crystals, which honestly, I'm not that big of a fan of because I feel like it's something that, you know, you can show off your hard work. You reap the rewards of your hard work and time invested if you get a free Zenkai unit like Kid Goku, Trunks, just by putting in the time grinding co-op. But now the whales, they're like, what's 7,000 crystals? No biggie. I'm just gonna Zenkai 7 him in like 10 minutes. And I feel like this kind of takes away from this accomplishment of grinding them free to play. And also from free-to-play players, because this would be an advantage they would have over whales who don't feel like investing that much time. So think about that too. Another thing that I really don't like is when your opponent or your partner is bad at co-op. And also in that video that I linked earlier, I suggested to maybe have a praise point system for this, because then if I don't know, you don't want to give a thumbs down probably because it's supposed to be positively reinforcing and nobody likes getting, hey, you suck at this mode. But if they don't have like a ton of, hey, this was a good match and you're actually very efficient at co-op, I'm gonna get out of there. Like, I'm not playing with someone who brings a unit that is the right type but is so bad that you take 2 shields, 5 rising rushes, and then your partner dying until this thing is over. So please, I don't know what to do right now, I'm sorry, but it would be great if we could have some revamp. All right, point number 3 is PvE. And this is something I don't play that much because, quite frankly, I enjoy the PvP aspect much more because I want to compete against others. I want to play matches that are not predictable, which is, one thing that is really annoying about PvE is perfect vanish. And why do the bots always get it? It's not cool that the exact same split second when you click on a card, your opponent uses a rising rush. So, you feel cheated. But the first thing, remove freaking Ultra Space Time Rush. It is such a chore. It is the worst game mode ever. Like, I think it's worse than co-op because it's so boring. And it takes forever. It takes you 2 or 3 hours to do. Of course, everybody just uses auto battle and goes through it, but still, this is time that your phone is blocked from doing something useful on, like, you could play a PvP match, you could play co-op if you like that. And I know that there are people who really like playing co-op, shoutouts to you, Zaru. But this time, you cannot use your phone. You cannot even use your phone for other stuff, right? Like making a phone call or checking Twitter or Tinder or Grindr, whatever. But, you know, it's just, compared to Dokkan Battlefield, which takes like half an hour, and gives, even there, it gives better rewards, right? I mean, okay, you get those free tickets and you have a chance at an LF, but I think I've only ever seen 1 or 2 people actually getting an LF from those tickets. So compare that. You get 500 Chrono Crystals from the Legends UST Rush, which is half a multi. And I think you get 30 stones from the Dokkan Battlefield, which takes like a fraction, maybe 20% of the time, which is it 40% of a multi? No, it's more than half. It's 60% of a multi. So you get better rewards, and also you get other stuff like Elder Kais and those medals and all that stuff. So, you know, just take a page out of Dokkan's playbook and make something similar to the Battlefield that is not as long and annoying. I know you need to run Battlefield 3 times to get all the rewards, but for the Dragon Stones, you know, the in-game currency, you just run it for 1 time and you have everything. So this would be great. Another thing is that for free-to-play players, and I'm talking free-to-play veterans, right? Free-to-play players that have been playing for half a year or longer, there's nothing to do. Like, especially when you want to farm Chrono Crystals, there is nothing. Like, yeah, Ultra Space Time Rush, okay, 500 crystals is cool, but nobody likes this mode, I think. And like, personally, I always do it on the last possible day because I'm just kind of like pushing this shit away to the end. I don't want to deal with that. And you know, when you drop 3 banners a month, like now, you have the anniversary step ups, you have this, I don't even know what to call it, Pycon and Super Saiyan Kaioken banner, and then the even worse Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Rising Anniversary blah 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 banner, which was the worst banner ever released in this game. The new units are great, and then everything else is such garbage that summoning on this makes you question your sanity. Right, so you drop 3 banners a month, but then free-to-play players don't even get new events. Like, I mean, Anniversary was so dry content-wise. We had the raid, and I think we had 1 or 2 of those Rising Battle style 50 plus 51 level events, and that's it. How are you supposed to, I mean, of course, I get that as a free-to-play player, you need to prioritize, okay, am I going on this banner? Am I going to summon on that banner? But if you only get 2k crystals for 3 banners, that's pretty bad. Okay, maybe 3k if you count PvP, but not everybody plays PvP as well. And you know, those couple of daily missions, I mean, people might still do dailies, at least on the banners that they're interested in. Like, oh, I pulled hit off a daily recently, and that was super nice. But all in all, there's not enough to farm Chrono Crystals with. Either you need to slow down with the banners, or give us more of ways to farm Chrono Crystals, or kind of just find a better balance, right? Because otherwise, free-to-play players, they're just going to drop like flies. They're just like, okay, Dokkan Anniversaries right now? Oh, I'm going there. And people are, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying, oh, Dokkan actually seems a lot of fun now, that were saying, oh, bubble popping, blah, blah, blah before. Just because the Legends is so dry. I mean, also we had the Legendary Maintenance yesterday, and I went back to Dokkan for the first time in 5 months, I guess, because just, I played it for years. After playing Legends, I found out, hey, the gameplay is actually not really my thing. I prefer Legends because those fights are fast-paced, you can do something all the time, and it's really engaging when you're in there. You're like really immersed into the fights, right? And this is what I want to keep. I want to keep playing this game, but it's like there's so many things that we would love to have fixed, and that's why we make these videos. So please don't take it as an offense, even though sometimes we are a bit angry. But it's really just because we all want this game to succeed. Otherwise, we wouldn't create content on it, right? Right. And personally, for me, story mode, I don't enjoy it so much. I know a lot of people like it, and I think that the story, having a unique story is a huge plus to this game. And it's actually also very unique. I guess you have a USP there. But for me, story is the same as UST Rush. It's just a kind of a chore. Like, I finish it when, you know, Charlotte gets to the next level and all that, but other than that, I'm like, whatever. And yeah, again, to the F2P, like recycling the events doesn't really do that much for them either, because You usually don't get new missions with them unless you add like hard difficulty or scream, but just for the adventures, it's a little meh. All right, the next point, guilds. Oh, hello. Is there anything? Like, I remember, I think, was it 2 or 3 months ago, you said in video and stuff, you wanted to revamp guilds, and so far we haven't heard a thing. Like, I understand that things take time. I used to be a developer myself. I'm an agile coach myself. I know things take time to develop. There are unforeseen glitches. You want to pivot, you want to do this, you have to reprioritize because you're working in an agile way, and that's great. But transparency is king. Like, at least let us know, hey, we changed our minds. That's fine. Or, hey, we're not going to implement it this way, or we have we're going to postpone this for something else. You don't have to give us everything, obviously, because I mean, I understand that you're running a business and you're in the end want to pay your bills and you want to put food on the table of your employees, but give us something, anything. And I mean, the guild system, again, referencing back to that video I made earlier, it's nothing. The guild system is who can grind more, who spends the most time in the game. That's what the guild system is. Who spends the most resources, who does their UST rushes, and that's pretty much it. Like, who collects the most medals. It's not who can play the best. Like, as in, like, who has the most in-game skills when it comes to fighting. And what I want to see with guilds is, I was hoping that guilds would kind of be the new clans, where you can set up tournaments. You know, you were talking about dungeons, which is okay. It's still kind of PvE, which is not my thing, but it's a step in the right direction. There's not even a guild chat. I mean, to put it as Nolar said it, the guilds are a glorified friend system right now. And that's why the YouTuber gang is like, we don't care about our guild rank. We're just like laissez-faire. We're going to continue playing the game the way we play it. And we're not optimizing anything for, you know, like those few measly guild coin rewards where you can get some Z power, because obviously most of us are still whales or pay, you know, to summon. So it's not as incentivizing for us to get this little bit of Z power. I still use it from time to time, but only if I have it. I'm not like, okay, let's shoot for top 50 right now so we can get those guild coins. No one in our guilds does that. There are guilds who do that, and that's fine. But for me, I don't enjoy this grind. I would rather have like a tournament against a guild, like an 11v11, and whoever wins the most matches gets like some bonus. You can call out a guild and say, hey, let's fight, let's do this. Something like this. This would be something that would really, really be cool for me. And now let's go to the last point of the video, because I also don't want to make it super long. And the last point is a thing that is very general, which is feedback. I remember you were doing, I think, 1 or 2 surveys back in the day, and what happened to those? Like, I mean, did you? I'm not sure. I just don't remember. What did you implement any of the feedback that you got from these surveys? Anything? Did you or did you not? Just like, don't tell me, but just reflect on it and critically think, hey, were these surveys a waste of our time? Because if you don't implement any of the feedback, then having those surveys wastes all of your time, because you're gonna have to implement the surveys into your game. You're gonna have someone evaluate the surveys, read the surveys, cluster the results, and I don't know if you have a UX researcher or not, but that's all time you could spend better if you don't intend on using the results. So, and this is something that I would really like you to do, is you're a B2C company. Again, you have all the gamers, all your users accessible directly. You're not serving a business with, you know, where you have to sign NDAs and you can't really access anybody of your users because you only talk to decision makers who buy your product. We are here and we are very, very happy to talk to you. So just, you know, reach out to us in any way that you can see imaginable. May it be private messages, may it be emails, may it be through surveys in game, and ask us about anything that you would like to get data on. But then you will lose credibility if you don't do anything about it, right? So get the feedback is step 1, but then acting on that feedback is step 2. And what I'm talking about here is also, acting doesn't mean implementing every single thing, but you can say, okay, a lot of you mentioned this, but we don't see the game going in this direction because, okay, at least we know it's not coming. You know, we can work with that, we can live with that, but being in this, this purgatory state of will they or won't they, that's what's annoying. So please just be transparent, use our feedback and react to it in some way. Like, I know the Legends Twitter and everything is not really like, it's just something which is just push based, right? You're not reacting to anyone, you're not answering to anyone, you're just kind of pushing out your things. But feel free to reach out. Like, if you want to reach out to me, very, very happy to answer all your questions. Probably not going to happen because I'm very small and you have other bigger content creators with more influence, and that is fine. But we all have this, we feel like it's also a bit of our, like, maybe responsibility or role here as kind of the voices of the community to tell you what we think and bring those things, out into the open. And I encourage all of you viewers down in the comment section to tell me, okay, what are the things you would like fixed and why? Be constructive. Just shitting on the game will not help anyone, right? Just saying, oh, PvP sucks, man. What can they do with that? They don't know what's bad, so they will never fix whatever you think is bad because they don't know. But if you say, okay, I don't like PvP because X, Y, Z, they can work with that, and they can agree or disagree, and that's cool, right? I know, again, I work in software. I know things take longer. I know you want to pivot, but that's based on data. And if you take our data and then you pivot your game in a different direction, because we are your users, we are basically, as I said, most of us pay your bills, then you're gonna pivot in a good direction because people say, okay, please fix this. You fix this. Oh my God, people react so positively to it that you're not gonna believe it, And if you keep doing this, you're gonna build a lot of trust. And then, we all know that screw ups happen, but we're gonna be much more understanding. I don't want to shit on anyone, but if a development team constantly screws up, or like a product company, at some point you're just gonna go and play a different game. But if you see, okay, like 9 times out of 10 they delivered, and then that one time, okay, it didn't work out, they get the feedback, they learn from it, next time it's gonna get better, great. And this is all I have to say. The video is already, holy crap, 25 minutes long. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of here and encourage you all to give me your 2 cents in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this long video, and I'll leave you some videos in the cards. I hope you're all safe, and Pom Force, disassemble.